Okay, quick one about Ethiopia and Ukraine. Republicans cannot fall into this. This is an America last. This is absolutely America last. Any Republican who starts talking a bunch of dumb shit about Ethiopia, about how we need to contain Russia, immediately put them on the list. They go on the list. They've got to go. They're either a chump. So it's literally one of those like destiny pulling a Bill O'Reilly. Either you're lying to me or you're a total fucking moron. So the Ukraine thing is basically the Obama-Biden. We want to stick it. We want to constantly stick Russia with a sharp end of a stick. It was also meant for them to garner to take a cut of energy that was going through there, because originally South Stream was going to have some of it going through Ukraine. It was also supposed to go to the island of Cyprus. So slowly as Cyprus gets bankrupted, then Ukraine suddenly has a junta, and this junta, you could still easily find all the articles. You put in neo-Nazis and you put in Ukraine, and you find lots of articles about the people we supported for the Ukrainian junta. And that's all that's ever going to matter. All that's ever going to matter is that the Biden administration, that Obama and Biden, Hillary Clinton and Kerry, supported, it's basically used neo-Nazi anti-civilian death squads to make the Ukrainian thing happen. And that these people were caught on camera. There's lots of images of them. They're openly what they are. And that the entire infrastructure of the press, including Fox News, has gone along with this. So a lot of people on the right need to take very seriously. Remember, the Rise Above movement guys were arrested for participating in that shit. You never heard that story. Unless you were watching my channel, you have never heard that the Rise Above movement guys were arrested. I even heard at some point Rise Above come up on a young man's, I'll just say a young man's podcast, very infamous young man's podcast. He mentioned something about the Rise Above movement. Even he didn't mention the arrests that occurred. So I don't think even he, who is like supposed to be the rightest of the right wingers, he has 2 right hands and 3 right legs, and yet still, everybody who even knows what the word yarmulke is knows this man is the most right wing of them all. He literally scares the fillings out of blintzes. He scares the onions right off of the bialy. No, but he didn't even mention the Rise Above movement arrests. And with Ethiopia, this is even more like on the nose. Absolutely on the fucking nose. The group that we're supporting, they're these shit disturbers. Like, all you got to do is look them up in Wikipedia. I bet they've tried to glasnost polish the Wikipedia article. All you got to do is look them up in Wikipedia. They're communists. All their symbols are openly communist. They drop the communism thing every so often, but they're always trying to start some shit because of their location is geographically advantageous. It's a very for Eritrea and Ethiopian trade, and I believe for trade to the shoreline, I believe they're a group that actually has access to either the shoreline, or if you're trying to access the shoreline, you have to go through their territory. And so that's why they're starting this shit, is because they can, as they have just enough power and everything that they can. But I just wanted to bring this up because don't be fooled. And really, anybody that you detect on the right trying to gin something up, immediately go get informed about this, and because the Russia thing, this is the Biden administration trying to start a war with Russia. That's all we're seeing right now. What we're seeing right now is the Biden administration trying to gin up a war on the African continent, having something to do with Ethiopia and Eritrea, which would be disastrous. This would develop into a very large conflict, and then with Ukraine, which is that's the conflict of conflicts right there, with the conflict with Russia, and that would draw China into it as well. But also, most importantly, it would destroy Europe because of Russia, their total dependence on Russian gas. So who even knows what the EU would have to do? The EU would have to do something, but who even knows what the EU would have to do to respond? As they couldn't do anything to Russia. There's not that much they would be able to do it to Russia. So and I really do think that a lot of this it has been accelerated by what Trump did. And also a big part of this is probably that there's a whole lot of stuff that Giuliani and others, information that they had gotten a hold of, that as it becomes investigated and as it becomes, better known, it's going to start becoming like, what were these dealings you had with Ukraine? They're basically, I honestly think that the Biden administration is trying to erase the evidence. They're trying to destroy the evidence of what they did. They're going to try to destroy the entire country of Ukraine. This is a way that they could draw that country into a war as well. But he has nobody who would support neither side. He has nobody who would support this on either side. And the big thing is, you can't, whoever pops up on the Republican end who is like, for a moment we need to act as Americans, we need Ethiopia, so dangerous, the Ukraine, we need to do something. Nope, don't trust them. They go on the list. You're gonna get voted out. You want to fight Ukraine, huh? Well, how about that's your next job? You're not a congressman anymore. You get to go and fight the Ukrainians. Go for it, fucker. So. But yeah, so be warned now, because I wanted to just bring this up, because it really is that the Democrats are just destroying everything at every angle. They're ruining everything at every possible angle, and I think the Democratic voters, I honestly know they don't know enough about world events, geography, or reality to understand what the party is doing. Like they're just not, they pay attention to stupid, trivial, shallow things like TV shows and famous people and stuff like that. So they don't really care. They don't know anything about Ukraine. No Democrat knows shit about Ukraine. Democrats never know shit about other places in the world until they have some specific hang-up about them, because that country won't let the Muslims in or something like that, or some people from that country fascinate them or something. That's when a Democrat knows about another country, or if they're from there. If they're from there. Not if their parents are from there, if they are from there, because you see, their parents being from there would still require them doing research, and that's and knowing something about it. But so yeah, so that's what's going on with the Ukraine and the Ethiopian war front thing that the Biden administration is trying to draw everybody into. All right, later.